Good morning, good morning. I'm at the beach, but I'm really not at the beach. I'm filming this, I get my days so confused, Sunday afternoon. So when I drive home Monday, I don't have to be in an artistic mood, even though this isn't really art. It's love, but it's not art. And all I have to do is upload it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. But I thought it would be, I'm not going to even explain my process because it hasn't changed from video to video or year to year. Actually, my Hobonichi has been the same for the last 3 or 4 years. It has evolved a little bit more colorfully. Is that a word? Colorfully? But not much else. I still put the same kind of stuff in there. I still loved having the same kind of stuff in there. It's just me and my fun little book about me. And I'm cleaning up a few things here. So I thought, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for 20-ish minutes or so. These videos are kind of short because it's a lot of repetition. And it's not earth-shattering, especially after I've said the same thing for the last, 3 years, every time I get into this project or do any kind of stuff in this project. So, memories of New Year's escapades from when I was a little girl. Since I have my Novato, California t-shirt on, which is where I grew up, although I'm much more Southern than I'm California in geography, because I moved here when I was 18, and that was a long time ago, and I moved to Novato when I was 4-ish. So 4 to 18, how many? That's 14 years. I've been here a whole lot more than 14 years. So, that just blows my mind when I stop and think about that mathematically. I'm like, holy mackerel. I've been in South Carolina way longer than I've been in California. And I still consider myself a Californian. Maybe because my brain doesn't think there's, my upbringing was not the same as what upbringings were here during my upbringing time. Hopefully they have evolved a little better. I don't know. Anyhow, so what did we do on New Year's Eve in Novato, California, which is like 35 minutes north of San Francisco across the Golden Gate Bridge? Well, my sister's birthday, the one closest to me, we're a year apart, is on December 29th. So we would usually pack up the car and drive to Tahoe and play in the snow. We didn't go all the way to Tahoe. We would just go someplace close enough that we would have a lot of snow on the side of a road or in an area that we could pull off safely and play in the snow all day. We, a lot of times, would have birthday cake on the back end of a station wagon celebrating her birthday. I do have to say, I'm supposed to be working, aren't I? Okay, maybe I'm just going to paint because I can't glue and talk at the same time. Oh, this is another football page. Okay, I still have some of these left that I made. See, I've already forgotten what I was saying. Julie's birthday was celebrated. Oh, my parents made a huge effort to always make sure that our birthdays were not combined with Christmas. Mine is, 11 days before Christmas. Julie's is 4 days after Christmas. My mom and dad are the 5th and 6th, or the 5th and 6th of January. So it's like, hello, birthday. My grandparents were at the end of January, that we were closest to all the time, geography-wise. And football. And so they made a huge deal. So Julie, we would always get other presents, but a lot of times my birthday coincided with decorating the Christmas tree or the purchasing of the Christmas tree, which now we don't even do those kind of things anymore. We would go as a family and go to the Christmas tree lot, which was usually a Boy Scout lot or some kind of charity type situation that did the Christmas trees. And we would pick it out. It was always raining. It was always cold. It was always muddy. But a lot of times it coincided with decorating for the Christmas tree. Julie's always coincided with New Year's or close to it, and right after Christmas. I'm just looking for some blank spots to put some watercolor. So, but they did make sure that we knew we were separate from those days. Events sometimes coincided, but we always got birthday cakes. We always got major birthday presents. Thoughtful birthday presents. They weren't major. We weren't about major when we were growing up. Still not. But it was always birthdays. Sometimes that was pretty much, as you got older, we still kind of did it. Sometimes we would go out to Bodega Bay, and we were camping. I don't even know if that campground's still there. At Dillon Beach, is there still a campground? I don't know. It used to be a state park. But now it might be washed away with all the rough water they're having. But we always had so much fun on our birthdays, and it was always separate. We always made a big deal about my mom and dad's birthdays somehow, some way. And a lot of times we would go to my grandparents' house, which they were in the East Bay, like Oakland, San Leandro, that kind of stuff, and Berkeley, south of Berkeley. So it was always, family and all of that kind of stuff. And we'd all pack into a station wagon and we'd all go and celebrate whoever's holiday we were celebrating that moment, whether it was to Tahoe or my grandparents or to Bodega Bay or other places. But sometimes we would go to Coloma, where they discovered gold in 1848. That's the name of the 49ers, because that's what the gold seekers were called, because by 1849 they were starting to show up to look for their fortunes. And sometimes we would camp there along the American River where they discovered it. Does that look like that? Sort of. After that dries. Oh, you know what? Hold on. So we always had holidays were special, birthdays were special, and separate, which was and special. They were magical. Christmas was magical. That was the one thing I had a hard time with my husband's family when I was in charge of, shopping in Christmas, and they were little kids. His kids were little. I was like, their mother always gave them their Christmas presents. Once they got past the point of the magic issues, they were beyond those ages. They always got their presents way ahead of time. I'm like, hello? I was 40 and my mother was still signing tags on Christmas presents, love Santa, And I mean, that's just some of the magic that should continue, in my opinion. Our granddaughter's 14 and a half, and she's still, I don't think any presents are given on Christmas Day anymore. And I don't exchange Christmas presents with my sisters, because we all have agreed that our houses are small and we don't need anything else. And if we want it, we're going to go get it. A little spoiled. We're just going to go get it. But okay. I'm going to let that dry a little bit on its own. And come back and add some orange. Maybe at home, because I don't have any orange. A lot of times now I put like a color and then I write inside of it, and so it creates kind of like a title. And I like that. I don't know who I learned that from. I'm just getting stuff dry enough that I can flip a page. Just had a lot of glue, but it's okay now. What else did we do? Where was my favorite place to camp? I remember one time in the winter, we went up to Fort Ross area. And we went with 2 other families. And my friend that I go and visit still to this day, she came with us. So we had a family of 6 kids, a family of 3, my friend, and another family that had 2 kids. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, no, 9 and 3, 12 kids and 6 adults. And we had a huge tent, and the kids played cards and told ghost stories and made up plays and cribbage and all that kind of stuff. It was raining pretty much the whole time. And if you know that area, Fort Ross, Calistoga, not Calistoga, I can't remember. It's weepy, heavy fog, a lot. And so, just a sec. We were in a tent, and that's the weekend that I ate an entire bag of Cheetos, and I blamed that weekend. That changed my life. I love potato chips to this day, but it took me years before I could eat Cheetos again, because I was like, oh my God, I'm back in that tent with all those kids. It's just some things in your memory surround. Are your memories sparked by food? Mine are. What did we have for Christmas dinner? We had turkey, almost always. Sometimes a ham. One year, my mom decided she wanted to have an English dinner, and she made Yorkshire pudding, and we had, gosh, I can't remember what would be the meat. Prime rib? I don't know. But I contemplated thinking about making a Yorkshire pudding just because of what we had in England. I did not have Yorkshire pudding in England while we were there. But I remember my mother cussing at the stove. So maybe I don't need to attempt that. But it was usually a ham or turkey. Same for Thanksgiving, ham or turkey. And my mom made chestnut dressing. And it took her about 3 days. Because you cook the chestnuts, and my dad had to peel them, and he would cuss and cuss and cuss and cuss and cuss and cuss. And then she browned bacon and onions and got some kind of moisture base. I don't know, even wine and some other stuff in there. And then that had to, sit for a day. And then you would mix it with the chestnuts, and then you had to cook your bread. And not homemade bread, but she would make her own like stuffing crouton type bread. But she would buy French bread, sourdough bread is what we had, I think. And it was a 3-day process. And I love that dressing, but not enough to learn how to make it. And she would make gravy, and she would usually cuss because my grandmother was the queen of gravy. And my mom always tried to live up to that. Sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. I always thought it was good, but she was usually a nervous wreck trying to make the gravy. Self-imposed nervous wreck. I'm just, making a pretty page here. But my grandmother was an excellent cook and grew up cooking for her brothers and her sisters, a family of 8 kids. And they grew up on a ranch, and then in California, and then her brothers had ranches, and she was a younger child, so she cooked for ranch hands and family and Constance. So she cooked at an early age. She was the second from the youngest, I think. I think the youngest was the first baby born in a hospital. And now they're all gone. Some of their kids are still around, but the original 8 are all gone. Okay. Let's see. We would always have to drive. My grandparents lived in the East Bay, so we would drive over the Bay Bridge, which is the one that collapsed during the earthquake in 1989. And been over that bridge many a times. My grandfather would always stick bridge money in our pockets of our coats on our way out the door. And even after we were older and visiting as adults, we would still get our $1 for the bridge fare. And by the way, the bridge fare was no longer $1. And I think I saw something in the paper that the Bay Bridge was going to go up to $10.50 to cross the bridge. I don't even know what the Golden Gate Bridge is anymore, because it's usually more. I was like, jeez. So that dollar would not have got us over past the toll booth. I think my mom kept $1 in her wallet. That was one of the last dollars he gave her, because he was doing that as she was an adult and a mother. Maybe even a I don't know if he... No, I don't think he made it to being a great-grandfather. But, and then I think one of my sisters has $1 that she got from him, or my grandmother, because my grandmother did it too after my grandfather was gone. Ooh, there's a good clean spot right here. What could we put there? I don't know. What's in my little goodie bag over here? But, oh, here we go. Maybe some of this stuff. We had a good childhood. I think there are things now that I would have changed. But I think we all have those feelings. There was a lot of controlling. Not mean controlling, but just not letting us spread our wings far enough or fast enough. Which I didn't realize that until I was much older. Much, much older. Like, we should have been able to do those kind of things. But I think, you know, for whatever reason, they had their reasons. I think we all turned out okay. I'm the best, of course. My other two sisters trail behind me. No, just kidding. My poor sister that fell yesterday on her way down to her car. She was leaving. She said she's a little stiff, but thank God she didn't break anything. And I think her work computer, which was what she was trying to hold on to and protect in a box, is okay, hopefully. She said it came back on. All right, that can go there. Bye, bun. Oops, look at all this trash. That was when it was cold. Now it's short sleeve weather and it's very humid. Oh, here's a good page. I'm going to put this over here. What I'm enjoying. I'm going to write enjoying. I'm sure I have a currently stamp or something like that from Allie Edwards, but when that dries all the way, I might put paint behind it. I don't know. Probably should put the paint down first, but oh well. I'm going to do it with a marker. Let's see. One of these guys. Is this the green one or the gray one? Cold gray. Okay. Dogs on Instagram. Many a dog. My algorithm is pretty much loaded with dogs. Homeworthy, which is a decorating show that I watch on YouTube. Oh shoot, I spelled it wrong. Can't talk and write at the same time. But this whole month they had Christmas houses decorated. Some of them they had visited before, but some of them were different houses, and oh god, some of them were just outlandish. PBS art shows. And December daily videos. All right. I might paint something down there, or maybe just tape something. I don't know. Let's see. What else have we got in our little goodie bag here of tricks? I need something Christmassy. I don't have much Christmassy stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a cute little turkey. Pear tea papery. I don't know if she's still in business. Okay, this was Thanksgiving. All the food labels. We'll put a turkey right there. We teased my sister in California because we had quail for Thanksgiving, and we had Cornish game hens for Christmas. And we told my sister, I said, we're going to have duck for New Year's Day. She said, are you really? I'm like, no. But I do love duck. Woo, I love duck. I didn't know I loved duck. And duck does taste totally different in Paris, but duck and creme brulee, I survived on that. I'm just trying to use this up. Oh, here's a pilgrim hat. For better or worse, a pilgrim hat. All right. Okay, I think that's gonna hold us. I'm gonna pack the rest of my art supplies up that I'm gonna take home. This box is going home with me. It's quite full. Why is it so full? Look at this pencil here. That pen stays here too. Okay, that's better. This is going home with me. I'm gonna practice. I want to paint some shrimp for the bedroom across the hall here, but I think I need to practice a little bit. All right, these are going home. This stays here. These paints stay here. And my little basket here, let's see what I'm going to take home. Just this. This is the little bag I travel around with. It's got Post-its in it and some stickers, sports stickers, which I've used all the football ones. There's some Halloween in there that kind of, oh gosh, can be weeded out. Where did I, oh, St. Bart's. Book and gift. I think this was in New York City. Oh, church window. This is going, this is going, this stays. And I think that's about it. The rest is already packed. Turn off the lights. Probably should empty out this gross water. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Thanks for watching. See you all. Bye.